Welcome to Tough Crowd. There's an article in the New York Times about what is edgy comedy and what is censorship these days. If you want to see the difference in the way the world is, watch All in the Family and then watch Becker. All in the Family, because that was the new All in the Family. Like, you had mixed feelings of All in the Family. Here's this prejudiced guy who's also a good family man and said a lot of things that seemed to make sense. Becker, they're trying to be edgy. So maybe he was a little bit prejudiced, but his best friend was a blind black dude. His confidant is a black nurse, and underneath he is likable. Because this is the thing about the networks. They're obsessed with likability. If they did Archie Bunker today, after the first season, they'd do a focus group. And if 6 people said he was too mean, out of 500, they'd put him in a Hawaiian shirt and tell him to smile more and stop yelling at his wife and stop calling Mike a meathead and let people sit in his chair. Yes. I'll tell you right now, the networks, they don't like you making fun of anybody. You don't talk bad about blacks, women, Latin. The only acceptable comic target in Hollywood is the white male. Greg?
Yeah, you know, people need to lighten up. When you knock a racial or ethnic group, it doesn't necessarily mean you hate them. It just means you really don't like them because they're prone to crime and have huge penises.
Patrice!
What was the question?
The question is, are the only people you're allowed to make fun of nowadays white males?
I hope so, or my career is over.
All right. Louis!
You know, I don't think so because, you know, if that were true, then how come none of us have a sitcom? And I know Patrice is black, but if I was going to hire somebody to bash whites, it would be Patrice. I think we should have a show of just us guys. It could be called a wop, a kike, a spick, a mick, and the uppity darky.
Dom!
The only acceptable target is the handsome, successful, wealthy, incredibly charismatic, man about town, white male, you know, kind of like me.
Well, let me ask you something. What do you guys think there's, what kind of things are not okay to say on stage today, or more appropriately on network TV, do they stop you from saying?
A woman came up to me in Ireland and she says to me, I swear to God, she goes, "You're evil, you f***ing True story.
Now listen, normally you can't, let me explain the rules of TV. You can't say cunt on TV, but when you say it with an Irish accent, it's not a big deal over there.
I did not.
Because it's C-O-O-N.
Which actually, it's the comedy because it's spelled with a K.
Yes.
So that's totally.
Even this network.
What'd you just say?
I said even this wonderful network that this show is on that I get to do once a week.
Oh my Lord.
What
are you gonna say?
I was doing my half-hour special.
Yeah.
And I do the thing about the sniper, the black sniper.
Yes.
And blah 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 blah. The punchline was nigga in a Buick. And
it's so funny, he gets away without the
They cut out Buick.
They cut out Buick.
Buick. I swear to God, because they didn't want to Buick. In a
Yeah, but that was just for logical. It wasn't funny. Because it wasn't really a Buick.
Oh. But that's why it's funny, though.
Was it because
the reason it's funny is because people don't understand why things are funny. Hard consonants are funny.
Yeah.
You know, blah 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 in a Chevy or blah 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 in a Maxima is not funny. Buick is funny. That's why. And the fact that he wasn't in a Buick is the reason. I'm a comedy genius, and it's hard to express why that's funny. But
don't you think, basically, we all know the deal. We all have met many times, sat down after you're doing comedy a bunch of years. You seem to know what you're doing. You get laughs all over the country, all over the world. And then you go to these network meetings, you have 3 people with no sense of humor going, you know, that's really not, I don't find that funny. It's like, who cares what you find? But they're in charge of making artistic decisions, and there's 50 of them making money off you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I asked the guy once, his name is Sandy Grushow. He's like the head of Fox.
I've heard of him.
Yeah.
I asked him, and I was doing this comedian. He liked this one comedian I was doing, and he goes, "Where'd you get that?" I said, "You know," I told him where it came from. And I said, so what's your background? I said, I'm thinking, you know, somewhere. He said, in marketing and finance. I go, did you ever, like, see a play? Did you ever, like, read a book? I mean, he's like, nothing. It's amazing.
Yeah, but then even like you talked about with the test audiences, that doesn't even produce the results they want, because they say they want to. If they told me, look, we can't judge our own minds because our own judgment is off so often, we're pandering to people we don't really know, so we're going to do these test groups and that's going to result in hits.
Well,
but even that doesn't work. Seinfeld was low test.
Never made.
And there's no way you're going to tell me, no matter what mutants they had in a room, there's no way any group of people found, according to Jim, funny.
You know what they have? You know, I'm sorry.
That's right.
You know what they have, though, is they actually, the way they do it is they don't test it in front of humans. They actually have 100 monkeys, and if the monkeys don't take a crap, that's the show they put on the air.
So on Giraldo's canceled shows, they took a crap.
You know what, folks? That had to be said.
I did.
I hold this truth to be self-evident. Please don't leave me alone with these people. We'll be right back. Fellas, the show's on.
It's a very good show, too.
Yeah, I know, but the conversation at the beginning of the monologue, they don't see you, and then, you know, it's not professional in my opinion. But I could be wrong. Maybe you guys talking during the show is a good thing. What the hell do I know?
Get on with it.
What's it like having a little freckled Irish
Really cut to the chase there, didn't you, Don? Well, folks, customers are suing Macy's, Dillard's, and JCPenney for racial profiling. Something minority shoppers say has long been an unfortunate fact of life. Now, first of all, Patrice, what do you people doing at JCPenney? I thought they would have been caught dead there. Second of all, who's following them around the store? Is it white people? I've been to those stores my whole life. I'd say half the employees are white, half are people of color. You act like there's never been 70 kids from Antoine Fisher High bum rushing a Korean deli. Let me tell you, my eyes have seen what they've seen. Even when you buy something, you still got to make the guy nervous by pretending you're not going to pay for it, the poor Korean guy. You have to hold it open in the store. He's like, yo, you pay for that? Yo, I'll pay for that, ching chong. And then the poor little Ecuadorian guy, it's a little Ecuadorian guy looking at you. What are you going to do, you Mexican? And then you pay. What do you think about this?
How long was that insult gonna last? This is what I'm saying. They're always watching black people. I don't know. Listen, this is the funny thing about black people. We don't steal. We're the only ones who really buy stuff. All white dudes buy are clogs and silk shirts. And I'm gonna tell you, if you look closely at the Winona Ryder video, Wesley Snipes was standing right next to her. That's the only reason she got caught, because they was looking for. They were looking at Wesley.
That is, I agree. Happy Valentine's, by the way. But I think that it is racist for people to follow black people around the store. Because the reality is, shoplifting really is more of a white woman crime.
Yeah,
it really is. You know, blacks are more into like mugging and carjacking,
rape.
And rape.
Stabbing and raping. Sorry.
But what about, so Patrice, do you feel like people, when you go into a store, do people kind of like, does it?
It upsets me only because the history of what we do. Black people go in a sneaker store. I can't believe how black people get treated in sneaker stores. I buy a pair of sneakers every other day, and you ever see a white man shop for sneakers? Yeah. He wants to know how much spring is in the shock step. Does the zipper really matter? All I want is the pair of sneakers that match my belt buckle that day, and they still treat me like Mr. What are you?
Are you actually working out so much you're wearing out sneakers every 2 days?
Working out.
But there's no racial issue when you walk into those snotty stores, any of those snot stores like Gucci, Pucci, whatever, all of those stores where it just costs way, way too much, where it's out of control. Anybody who walks in those stores is immediately, what a piece of crap you are. When they come over to treat you, it's like, what are you doing here? Why would you even bother to walk in this store? The idiots are selling 3 sweaters there. Who the hell is buying? How does the store even stay open? What's the point of this joke? These are the questions that I keep asking myself.
Well, everything doesn't have to be a joke. See, what you did was you're not like a lot of these comedians that go for the laugh. You just had a nice... nice nice little story.
All right, look, let's talk about this. Speaking of great jokes that I want to make sure I get out. This Reverend Gene Robinson's been elected the first gay bishop in the Episcopal Church, okay? That's right. He was elected yesterday, and I'll tell you something. I heard one of his sermons. I'm not kidding. And first of all, I don't think you should start a sermon by talking about how you were disappointed in the Tony Awards. But also, but I say it's better you find out up front about these guys, not like the Catholic Church where you don't find out till you're, face down in a pile of vestments with rosary beads around. Tom, what do you think?
Well, I think that it's interesting you would say that. I mean, I was an altar boy, and it's interesting. No, it's interesting how anything can be a sign of rejection. I look back and I think, what about me, Father? Huh, what? I wasn't good enough for you, Father? I wasn't sexy enough? Oh, yeah, the O'Malley twins got it twice a week, but you couldn't lift up little Dom Irrera's cassock and make him feel important?
Now I think we know where that little Irish freckled joke came from, the O'Malley. He's a little jealous of the O'Malley boys. Everything has its gut. Look, do you think it's okay? Do you guys really think it's okay for the church to have gay, or does it bother you?
It shocks me that people in this day and age have any issue with gay people at all. But on the other hand, if you're going to believe in this Bible nonsense, I mean, it's pretty clear in there that God's got a problem with gays. It says that man shall not lay with another man. I mean, it says that in black and white. I mean, I guess if you do it standing up, that's all right.
Well,
who cares? On the list of things that we got to worry about, gay priests is like on page 96. After Are We Eating Too Much Garlic as a People?
I would be gay, but I just can't get in that kind of shape.
Don't give in to the dark side, folks. Watch these commercials. We'll be right back. Longtime Palestinian leader Yasser Arafat is being forced out of power to make way for a new prime minister who can work with Israel. Last night, they threw him a retirement roast, and we happen to have the tape. We're very lucky.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the compound. And we're gathered here, Ramallah, tonight to honor a good friend and a fella and a hell of a freedom fighter, Yasser Arafat. By the way, hey, give it up. By the way, nice headdress, Yasser. The Olive Garden called they want their tablecloth back. Is this thing on? But seriously, folks, you can't mention Yasser Arafat without mentioning his beautiful wife, Suha. Do you know why Suha's vagina is called the West Bank? Because it's occupied by Israeli soldiers, that's why. Is this on? Hello? I can't breathe, I'm so funny. Now I'd like to bring up an old friend, a buddy, very funny guy who works all the major class, Abdul.
Thanks, Mohammed. And by the way, nice dinner. I ordered the hummus, not the Hamas. Hey, you try doing this without Jewish writers. Now, I shared a cab with Mohammed on the way over, and let me tell you, he's not exactly a member of the Bath Party. And laugh, folks, because if these jokes don't bring down the house, there's an Israeli bulldozer parked outside that will. Ahmed, you got anything?
Mr. Arafat, you're like a father to me. You taught me the difference between right and Jew. I'm gonna miss you more than my 6 dead brothers. Did I say dead? I meant martyred, lucky bastards. But seriously, folks, a lot of people forget there's Muslims in Africa. And obviously, if this next guy's any indication, they're not all starving. Please say hello to our man from the Sudan, Kareem.
Thank you, Puerto Rican Arab. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're a great leader, my friend. The Yom Kippur War, the 6-Day War, the raid on Antibes. Oh, boy, no wonder they gave you the Nobel Peace Prize. You never won a war in your life. So, we're going to give it up, everyone, for the man of the hour, my friend.
My friend.
The man who puts the tada in infatada. Yes, sir. Elephant.
thank you.
My friend.
First of all, it's intifada, not infitada. No wonder the Oslo Accords fell apart. Thanks, everybody. What a hilarious night. Hey, guys, I don't mind if you bomb. Just do it at next time at a restaurant in Tel Aviv. I'll tell you, it's great to be roasted by a bunch of fools whose only TV credits is Al Jazeera. Yes, off prime time. Look, I know that for many years, big criticism as I refused to make face-to-face negotiation with Israel, but why? 2 words, gold in my ear. That's not a face you want to face, believe me. I'm kidding, she's a lovely woman, very handsome woman. This reminds me of the quick impression. Moshe Dayan. Yes, I'm old enough to remember him, so what? Who am I kidding? I'm old enough to remember Ramses. The first.
Hey, we got a gift for you, okay? It's a sea cruise on the Achille Lauro. Just kidding. Here it is. It's the first rock you ever chucked at an Israeli tank.
Thank you, guys. Don't be a stranger. I mean, I'll still be around, you know. It's not like I'm going to retire in Miami. Allah Akbar. Good night.
Even Comedy Central's biggest stars like to earn extra cash,
You need a 401k, biatch.
so they're moonlighting on Tough Crowd.
Watch the hijinks ensue.
Watch Comedy Central All-Stars Week on Tough Crowd, tonight at 11:30 on Comedy Central.
Folks, we've all been at these network pitch meetings. It's the worst. There's no greater hell than having your brilliant pitch rejected by people who greenlit, you know, My Big Fat Greek Life or something, all right? Pitch your show that would never make it on TV, network TV. Greg?
As the fastest growing minority in America, Hispanics are underrepresented on network television. So maybe we could piggyback on this terrorist and dictator craze. I'd pitch a sitcom starring Saddam Hussein. He hangs out on the sidewalk in Washington Heights playing table games with old Dominican dudes. It's called Saddaminos. Or a Seventh Heaven family-oriented inspirational type show starring Osama bin Laden as a tour guide in the ancient Peruvian city of Machu Picchu. It'd be called Osama's Llama. Or finally, a show that you'll never see on any network ever, The Patrice O'Neill Show.
I'm glad I got a little dig in. Good. It was instinctual. Good.
Yeah. Well, you got to dig in earlier and you felt guilty,
Yes,
and now you
no,
feel
I'm
happy.
happy I did it, yeah.
Louis Black.
I guarantee you'll never see this show. It's a family show. It's Jews. He's an accountant. She's as jappy as they come. It's Nazi Germany. It's Hitler and his wacky posse. It's the sitcom to end all sitcoms. It's Holocaust my ass. We take the premise that many idiots have that there was no Holocaust and watch the hijinks ensue as the Nazis try to live with all those crazy Jews.
Hey. No, Louis, it's not that we don't think there was a Holocaust. We just think the figures were a little high. Ice, Ogden, Roger. That's what those guys say, right?
No, exactly what-
Dom Herrera.
It's Irrera. Thank you, Colin. The happy comedian Every week, a comedian goes on the road, and his wife and his kids encourage him to bang another waitress. She's a part-time waitress and also a stripper who's in law school or medical school, because if he gets sick, then she can take care of him. His middle act is a really hot chick who also happens to be into women also. Another also. At the end of the show, he takes the girl home, and then he and his wife sleep with her, and that's why he's called the Happy Comedian.
Oh, beautiful. All right. Patricio O'Neill.
This is my show. You gotta act like gotta get the pitch thing going. Hey, the reincarnated ghost of a suicide bomber comes back to Earth and convinces sleeper cells that killing themselves and others is wrong. Each week he circles the globe finding a new adventure. And he's chased endlessly by a group of evil Seattle-based pimps who want those 76 virgin bitches for themselves, and hunted by law enforcement because he came back looking just like the 9 of clubs. And Unpaved Dirt Road to Heaven should be a fine addition to PAX Television.
Oh, that's beautiful. Good time, and that's the end. Folks, what's the matter?
Unpaved Dirt Road to Heaven should have got a big
that was
one.
actually beautiful. Let me tell you something.
Unpaved Dirt Road.
You know what? I'm going to sit here and talk to you guys. I'm not reading mine, because first of all, mine always gets cut out anyway. Why should I bomb? Yeah. Why should I bomb? I go last. Usually you guys will find, but usually everybody has 20 dick jokes in their stupid act 4. And I go trying to be clean, take the high road. I look like an ass. People at home are saying, oh, that's not funny. He's not funny. You know, they're having all these dummies dick jokes. I'm not paying the price today. Today we're leaving like this. Uncomfortable silence.